the kind of the constructive skeptics of the group, and definitely I think we were all intending to be constructive, but we were struggling a bit, and I was just kind of talking to Anton as others were talking a little bit, and I think one of the things we're all struggling with here is that the big society isn't a thing. It's an organic kind of explosion of energy at its best if it works. And we certainly in our group were really struggling to kind of twist the way we think to be a big society thing, and I'm not sure I can do justice to what we said. However, we were talking about how to connect formal democracy to the big society, and we joined with, in an organic kind of big society way, the local authority accountability group. And I guess fundamental to our question was how, if you take the Your Square Mile idea, you have a Your Square Mile group and another one next door, and they both want competing ideas. One wants a school, one wants a bus route. One wants to, and this is again where we're kind of not thinking in a big society way, I suspect. And one of the questions is, how does the big society and local government aggregate those thoughts and aggregate what people want and aggregate what people are doing in order to both do it themselves but also rub up against government and get government to do it differently. And so we came up with one big society question and one non-big society question. The non-big society question is, how does government itself change in order to hear the big society, in order to hear the kind of from the uninvited spaces, those views? How does it aggregate that kind of energy that's going on outside formal structure? I think it's a fundamental question. And the big society question, if indeed it is how do those Your Square Miles begin to talk to each other? What do they do? How do they aggregate themselves? And how do they get government to do things differently? How do they get government to get out of the way so they can do it better? I think